Seriously. You will get 10 puppies and you will sell them for 80,000 naira and you will make 800,000 naira. Then sit down and calculate how much you have spent feeding that dog, raising that dog, paying veterinary bills. By the time you calculate it, you probably have spent 760. So you are making 40,000 naira after 6 months. So those who thrive as breeders are those who genuinely love dogs. They genuinely care for dogs. Yes, they will make money over time, but there is really no immediate money. I remember when I was a young vet, I can say I was virtually the first person to bring in Lhasas into Nigeria. That was 1986. And I started breeding them. In those days, it was only expatriates that used to come and buy my Lhasa pups. And I sold them for 1,000 naira. Yeah. I used to sell our stations for 80 naira or 120 naira. Our station puppies. Yeah. You know, and I would, because of my love, because that's why I became a vet. I love dogs. I love dogs with all my heart. General Mohammed and I became very close when he was, I think it was the ABC to Babangida, and my father then was Minister of Health. And he used to come to my house, straight from the house where Babangida was staying, and he would come straight to my dad's place where I was staying then. And I had 40 dogs. 40. I had 40 dogs. I knew each one of them by name. I had 8 that were living inside my 2-bedroom house. 8 of them. I had, there was Leo, Pixie, Uncle Sam, there was Zunji, there was Potts. You know, Potts was an Alsatian who sold me as a vet. My Alsatian. If I was coming to the seminar and Potts was alive, I would walk in here with him. As I'm talking, he would probably just lie down there, I wouldn't even care. And then when I get up and I'm going, he would just get up without looking at anybody. And that's how I sold myself in those days as a vet. And it wasn't because I went out of my way to train the dog. I just bonded with my dog. I could drive on the streets of Lagos at night with my downfall, put him in the back seat. And when I see a checkpoint, I'll go, and he gets up and puts his head out. And from a distance, he's doing wah, 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 wah. And the end they say, Oloshi, please be going, just go. I never had particulars in my car. I never had a license. But I and my dog, we were one. The point I'm trying to make is, for you to become a good breeder, you first have to be a dog lover. First. Once you're a dog lover, that breeding thing will come to you naturally. When you're selling your pups, you're not thinking of, how much can I make on these pups? I used to laugh at breeders because they get a litter of 12. And then they call me and say, I have bubble puppies. How much do you want to sell them? 150,000. I'm not going down. I said, okay. By the time they get to 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and you start feeding them, then your vet comes in and starts giving you shots. You will still sell your puppies at 150 only. But if you have sold them at 6 weeks, at say 110, 120, you'll have made more money. But that way, you're able to relieve yourself of stress. One of the things I want to talk about is how frequently you mate your age. Some people consistently mate their dog. And then they're surprised after 2 years, the dog is giving them 1 or 2 puppies. Or the dog gives them puppies and the puppies die. And then somebody says, can I see the mother of the puppies? And then you bring 1 2-year-old female that looks like she's 8 years old. You've got to learn how to space out. It all boils down to thinking first of the dog and not thinking of money only. The other last thing I want to talk about is, you know, there's a saying, if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. It's a saying. So if you have a dog, try and give it the best. You don't have a kid at home, and then you're giving him curry in the morning, curry in the afternoon, curry in the evening, and they're expecting to come and get extension in O levels. It won't work. Even those who are not privileged if they give their kids the right environment, their kids will excel. It doesn't matter the school the kid is going to. The right environment. Same with dogs. You don't have to be super rich. There are books you can read, you can discuss with fellow people who will give you a balanced diet that is affordable, that will bring out the best in your dog. Have you ever noticed that when white people bring their dogs to your clinic, their coat is shining, and you're wondering, I think they're rubbing the ruler on these dogs. You know, it's not. It's just that they are particular about giving the dogs what is right. If you know you cannot afford a dog, don't get one. Don't just say, this man just bought that dog and he made money, I'm going to buy myself one. Then you save and save and save and save and save. Then you manage and buy a dog. You have forgotten that you will feed the dog. You will pay veterinary bills. You will work for that dog for a while. And then you can't do that. And then the dog is wasted. At 6 months, the dog is not more than this. And you look at your neighbor's dog who is like this and you're saying, too long fragile in jail. So you've got to think. If you're serious about breeding, you've got to think. You've got to think, first of all, is that what I want to do? Am I capable of doing it? Am I knowledgeable about it? Do I have the resources to carry this out? Let me start like this and progress to here. And that's how you will gradually, and because, life is always a learning process. You make mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. You say, okay, next time I won't do this. Same with vets. I remember as a young vet, I had gone to Jos, and I always used to go to Jos all the time to pick up lovely Alsatian puppies. I'll come with like 6. And before I even get into my house, there are about 10 people waiting to buy them. So I would be almost immediately I would have sold my puppies. I would go back again. And then this time I went and I think I had about 8 of them. So I kept them in the kennels. I was probably, I don't know, maybe I was 36, then 37. I said, look, they just gave me one new dewormer, which I did not bother to read. It's called DNP, dinitrophenol. It was used to deworm dogs for hookworm. And I said, come, Robert, let's quickly deworm these 6 before they come and pick them. And without reading the dose, and I gave the 6, 8 puppies. And I went back into my house and I was waiting for people to come. Only for my boy to come running in. Okay, alarm don't blow. What do you mean alarm don't blow? Come see kennel. He could not even tell me. I got there, all the puppies were dead. I never used DMP after that, till date. So the point I'm trying to make is, you learn from mistakes, but you try and make sure your mistakes are not costly. Learn to discuss with fellow mates. They're not competing with you. This market is big for everybody. You think of how many Nigerians want dogs. Can you supply all the dogs? You can't. So you can even call colleagues in Kaduna. Boss, do you have any good Alsatians? Because you know his quality is just as good as yours. You would rather do that than get somebody who is going to give you a semi. You understand? Now, it's only us that can make our kennel club proud. If we all decide that we want to up our standards, let's get people who are knowledgeable about these things. Let's all contribute, bring them in from time to time, let them educate us, because we can't know everything. Get knowledgeable people in the art of dogs, let them come in from time to time, let them give us lectures, let them give us seminars. Like what Bingo is doing. But they should now go a step further, let them bring in professionals, guys who are experts in this field, and let's all sit down and try and tap from their knowledge. If Kenya can do it, if Ghana is almost at the end of